Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Kenny Samsel's here. How you doing, Kenny?
Hey, so you have an Asian in the room. Tom, please explain. What do you have against Asian people?
Whoa, what? You mean
right off the
from
bat.
the BDM
Where's
show.
an Asian?
He did not know you were Asian.
Yeah, you don't know Kenny's Asian?
You're Asian?
He
Yeah.
also thinks you're gay and married, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
I bring
I
that
thought
up.
you were gay.
Yeah, that's why we call you the Mary Gasian.
I bring it up almost every time that I'm half Asian, and Tom always forgets.
You can't be half. You're so tall, and you don't look like there's 50% Asian in there, man.
And you don't jump rope.
You don't. You'll have to listen to the BDM show. Sign up at dominant.com.
Out of context, that sounded really bad.
It
Yeah,
does, but
yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's certainly not.
Well, you missed it. You weren't here my last appearance, and Tom had a lot to say about the Asians when I was here.
Oh, wow.
What? I don't say anything.
I don't remember any of that.
I missed that.
No, I'm just.
So this is
joking.
making a lot of
He's
sense
just digging
now.
holes over here, this guy. So what's been going on, Kenny? How you been, man?
Well, Tom wanted to yell at me first and foremost because I mentioned on the Twitch stream before we got on air that I have a close friend that works the halftime act
Should
for
you
the
be
Super
saying
Bowl.
this on the radio?
Well, I'm not going to say who they are, but I'm just saying I typically find out some key information for entertainment purposes only, as they like to say in the news.
So, Kenny, and I know that you said before you didn't want to get the information out because it's already being leaked out. If your friend is telling you, like all the other crew is telling their friends, and that you could see the line
might
moves.
as well be you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if
so-
it's getting leaked out, how come you
Yeah.
don't have the info?
Yeah, like you
'Cause you
trying
didn't
to.
tell him.
No, he's saying that you should, and
I
I
don't
would
have it.
say he has a good point considering the fact that we have sort of made you a celebrity in this town.
Yeah, but you know what we've given you, Kenny?
Like if you really think back to we've been very benevolent with our amount of fame and luxury that we've provided.
Promote
you.
your podcast.
Yeah, we
Wait a
provide-
minute. What you've given me is now everyone in the city calls me a pervert.
Yes, which is a gift from God.
You
It is
have
a
your
gift
own
from God.
intro song.
They
Yeah.
know it's
I
a
didn't
joke.
even play it. I didn't even
And
play it yet.
Every
Because
single male BDM will open mouth kiss me every live event, apparently.
Don't be fooled by his smile. I do like that they say he's always creeping when the sun goes down. That's real menacing. That is really scary.
I like that you gated off the dragon at the end. That
You know what's funny?
destroys the
It's
village.
funny too is that the AI. I just described what you looked like, and AI made that decision. I did. I was like, what? They were like, what does he look like? I just typed it, tall. You know, he's
Tall, gay Asian.
colorful, fun hair, gay Asian, and then it said, "Oh, creeping at night, 100%, 100% night creeper."
So, if that's the gift you've been giving me, Tom, you really think I'd repay you back?
I didn't think about the
You did it
pervert
to
thing.
yourself. I thought you liked it. You kept coming in.
Yeah, we just call him like we see him.
Like if your wife keeps coming back after she goes,
He's
to
not
your-
married, dude.
No. I'm just saying, like she's coming back with a black eye. You're like, oh well, she obviously
Oh
likes
my
it.
God, black guy, Asian guy. How?
No, black eye.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry. So Kenny, what bets could have I won if you would have given me?
But I won.
What bets could have I won, dog?
Pretty much anything that has to do with the set list, because that's pretty much set in stone.
Okay.
Because they're going to know exactly what they're going to begin with, what they're going to end with,
See,
all that.
The books are getting smart with this because I was looking at the halftime bets before the game, and they used to actually list in order which song do you think he's going to start with?
Yeah.
And then have a bunch of odds next to the songs. But this time the books are basically cheating all of us, because they'll just put up does Usher start with glasses in this song and end with this song?
Yeah.
So the
They
chances
give you
are
less
way
choices.
less.
Yeah, they
But-
give you less choices. They funnel
Yeah.
you into whatever. They're just guiding you down the losing path.
Yes, yeah.
And
I
there'll
get
be
it.
other
So then you
Have
couldn't.
you finally figured out what gambling is?
No, but the problem is it's gotten too popular, and so many people that don't know how to do it are doing it, that they don't even offer. They used to cater to actually gamblers that would bitch if they did that. Like, hey, you were slighting everybody, but now they don't care because it's so popular that they're like, well, screw you. Anybody who knows anything about gambling,
Well, the way you do it,
they don't even want
since
that.
gambling is so important, and since gambling is more important to the NFL than the halftime show, what you do is you make the halftime show completely computer generated, and you randomize it every single Super Bowl.
Well,
And then that way everybody can bet on it.
No, but
because it doesn't matter anymore. Because don't you see a point where this eventually goes away?
Yes and no. People still want to see the spectacle of what can a human do live.
I'm joking. Won't the gambling though eventually go away? That's what I mean. Like won't the gambling on it go away because there'll be so many eyes on it? It's like why would you even bet on that? It's like betting on wrestling. It's predetermined.
People are dying.
But
I know, but why would you even want to do that?
But books will have wrestling.
No, I know, but isn't that just a waste of time? Or,
Yes.
or at that point, do you have to just raise your hand and say, like, I'm just doing this because I enjoy the gambling?
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it to make money.
The person doing it?
Yeah.
It's just for fun.
The people actually doing it to make money are in Vegas, and they would never bet prop bets like that.
Right.
They would never do that. It's all... calculations.
No, if it was a guaranteed win, but
by the way,
the problem is they set the limits too low. That's why the books don't care. It's like they'll put the limit at $50. So it's like they just use it as a way to get people in.
Did you see the lady fall off the stripper pole?
Yes.
Sam did. Yeah. Sam first to report that.
Yep.
And then they launched some dude in the air too.
A couple of them, I saw that too. I didn't notice it live.
Yep. When they cut over to Lil Jon, he's doing "Turn Down for What." Apparently, some of the casted because it's, by the way, all the people in the crowd, that's casted audience. That's people that
they were. Yes. May and I were watching people fly up in the air.
They were literally because you're dealing with a bunch of college and 20-year-olds, so of course they're gonna grab some dude and just chuck him in the air because what are they? They're not getting paid.
It looked cool though.
So they're not getting paid. Their payment is you get to be a part of the halftime show. And the entire time, and I think I mentioned this before, they're in the concourse for like 2-3 hours. Like they don't get to see any of the game. They don't get to do anything. They literally just sit in a holding area until it's time for them to rush out on stage.
Yeah, but you get a tiny video on your TikTok and Instagram of you being a part of the game that you can share with 750 people and hopefully work your way up to 2,000 people following
and you get to say you got to touch Lil Jon if you were part of that little crowd.
He had pointy boots on.
You're on the field for Super Bowl 58. That is a interesting experience that I feel like people would pay to do, honestly. Like if you put it out there and be like, it's $100 to be involved with this, it'd sold out instantly.
Oh, without
you probably pay more than that. You know what I'm saying? So you can make money by having these people out there.
I used to like the ones where they would have like a series of children on the field holding up different colorful signs. I like stuff like that.
And then they flip it over and it like goes from like a sun, like a bright giant rainbow to like the clouds and all that stuff.
I did like how Usher was on the field. I thought that was cool because it like grounded it for me in my mind. I was oh, he's on the field. Like that to me meant like I don't know, like it like signified it being more intimate.
It was interesting.
For some reason.
The marching band that they brought in, it looked like an HBCU, but they were in Las Vegas, which there are no HBCUs. So it makes me wonder, did they fly in that marching band, or did they just get a local troupe to simulate a marching band?
It's a Super Bowl. This thing is worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
You know,
go to the best historical black college, and then you go like, who's got the best marching band?
You're going to local middle school.
And you go, we'll give you whatever it takes.
No,
and
I
fly
get that,
with.
but like, for example, when Maroon 5 was in Atlanta, they obviously you're in Atlanta, so they were able to get an HBCU there because they're in Atlanta. But I'm saying in Las Vegas, I was like, that's interesting that they didn't want to. I don't know. It's just weird that they didn't have like the UNLV band or something there.
It was Jonesboro High School from Georgia, just Jen said from our chat room.
Hey.
Thank you, Jen, for the info.
I'm sure like they did some sort of promotion with Pepsi.
You can win it.
And then like, it's all.
Oh, my band always lost those. We always entered every time to be Macy's parade, to be like NFL.
They have a team of salespeople selling every aspect, every second, every visual, anything. And it's like, whatever money they can make.
When I was in middle school, I got to go to the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. Like our middle school had one.
That's dope.
Yeah, McNair Middle School over in Brevard County.
I always wanted, as a band kid in the drumline, that was one of the things you wanted to do. I got to march one time at Disney. That was kind of cool. And I got to march one time at a Dolphins game. That was pretty cool.
Oh, really?
I'd never been to an NFL game, but they, at some point in the 90s, they had the halftime for just a regular season game was like our marching band. And it was like an all-star band that they put across it was like all-stars from across Florida. And they're like, ladies and gentlemen, the McDonald's all-star marching band, and then you go out there and I was just playing drums.
It's always weird when you go to when you see the Little League World Series, like, representing Florida is the team from Apopka, but it's not the team from Apopka. It's like the all-stars from everywhere in Central Florida, and they just like assemble them together 2 weeks before
from
the Little League World
region.
Series.
Yeah, they did that in soccer too. That's always.
But they'll still call it Apopka, like as if these are all Apopka kids. It's like there's a lot of them.
We did that. Like
so
even...
I looked up the band, and it's so interesting because we've been talking to people lately where this is how they're being found or whatever. It literally was just they got hit up on Instagram.
Awesome. Good
Really?
for them.
By like someone that was recruiting a marching band for this, halftime show.
I guess all it takes
and they thought it was a joke at first, and like you followed through, and then
Did they fly him out?
they must have.
Yeah.
What
if
a
they're
great
from
story.
Georgia.
That's a lot of plane tickets to buy for a whole marching band.
And
I mean,
they
just rent a
had the
plane.
kids practice all these songs and never told them that they were going to be in the Super Bowl until like right before Christmas break.
That's
Oh,
cool.
really?
Wow, man, that's really cool. What else has been going on, Ken?
Well,
Oh, sorry.
Nope, Tom's going to still yell at me.
Okay,
No,
that's
no,
fine.
no.
That's
Well,
fine.
going
He's got to
back-
get it
Why
out.
didn't you tell me about the name?
No.
He's got to get it out.
I'm going back to the Super Bowl. I've seen this clip a bunch of times on my feed, and
Dan Marino in short shorts tipping over a bus.
no, it's the Super Bowl 2001, right after 9/11, and it basically was Creed. Do you guys remember this?
U2.
No, was it U2?
U2 singing "Beautiful Day."
Oh, well, which one was the Creed one? Or was that because maybe I'm being
I don't
tricked
think
by the
Creed's
internet?
never done the halftime. They might have performed something at the Super Bowl.
Okay,
But
so
if you're
They
talking
played halftime at a Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
have
okay,
Remember Creed's epic. Is this the one you're talking
At
about?
the Cowboys Stadium when he has the Cowboys jersey on.
Okay,
Is
yeah.
this the one you're talking about?
I thought
right
you were
here?
talking about the one where it's like
the reel said like this was Super Bowl 2000, and then I saw it, and then I just didn't research it, and I was just
Oh,
No.
it's more fun to be like that, though.
No,
That's
just
way
because
more fun to
everyone
live
was
your
like-
life.
It's
I
an
was about
amazing
to-
performance, though.
I was about to laugh
Is
about
it?
how ridiculous
It was crazy.
and
It was-
low budget it
I
was.
loved it. You had the guys on like the aerial,
Yeah.
like floaty thingies.
So it was like being at a dinner
it's like Cirque
theater.
du Soleil,
Yep.
Yeah.
genie pants.
But he's on a small Bobo stage, as like it is like a a regular game.
I kind of thought that a
halftime show.
little bit about like Usher being on the field when they had that opening shot of him just walking and he's in the blue. It was at the end, but he's in the blue like spray painted like football outfit
Yeah.
and Ludacris is out there. It was so intimate. It did look a little more rinky dink, and I kind of liked it. I was like, oh, it's real. I don't know if that makes
it was
sense.
almost a throwback to like the Michael Jackson one where it was
Yes.
just like the stage in the middle and then
Yeah.
a bunch of people
and
on the
we're
field.
just gonna perform. It's not like, hey, look over here. Hey,
Yeah.
look over here. Hey, look, animatronic animal.
Because
Hey,
don't get me wrong,
look.
I loved the Weeknd's performance, but it was like 5 different stages and 3 different
Little
areas
confusing.
and all that.
It was confusing.
craziness.
Although the one that I like the most, and Tom's right, like these have all been popping up on our social feeds, but one of the ones I like the most, it was really cool, and I don't know how they did it, was the one where Michael Jackson, he like they showed him, he like they introduced him, and he's in the middle of the stage, and then the camera shoots over to the screen, like the actual scoreboard of the stadium, and smoke goes off, and he pops out of the screen, like he flies up.
Okay.
And then he goes back down, it's more smoke, and then he appears somewhere else. And I'm like, well, they don't even do that now. That's bad. I was like, that's that's better than anything.
That's called the Copperfield.
Yeah, but it was like even impressive now to the point where I was like, well, that was just better than Usher, and he didn't even sing. It was just Michael Jackson appearing different places. I was like, that's better than anything I've ever seen.
And then if you ever watch it, Michael Jackson just stands there for like 2.5 minutes, just standing. Just the crowd's cheering, and he doesn't move. He doesn't do anything. He just stands there, and the crowd loses their mind for an awkward amount of time before he even starts dancing.
Do you know the one I'm talking about? I'm going to try to pull
Oh,
it up
yeah.
here.
No, he pops up everywhere. While he's finding that, you're talking about Cirque du Soleil and stuff. Did you see the NFL Honors awards show before? So they give away like the
No.
MVP, Offensive Player of the Year. They're in Vegas. So the opening act was Cirque du Soleil, which didn't really fit well with a bunch of football players. Like they're it's a bunch of people doing flips and jumping on the trampolines and the seesaws and stuff, and then they just cut to the people in the audience and they're just like confused, like what the hell is happening? Like what are we watching? I thought we were going to give away like Defensive Player of the Year. Like why are these people doing flips in the air and acrobatics?
They didn't give it to old Hamlin for comeback player of the year.
Oh, DeMar.
Which
They gave it to Fat Dad, who came out and played 5 games.
yeah.
He did good. He did just fine. You leave him alone. He's a young man.
Yeah, on the one hand, you had I was at home mowing my lawn, and I came back to play. And on the other hand, guy died on the field. So I could totally see the comparison.
I do like how they always go, he was on the couch, and they kind of make sure like
he was not on the couch.
I'm like, he was working out every day because that's what athletes do. Do you think like once
you think he gets mad about that? Like, God damn, I've been working my ass off to get back in
it's
here.
a better story.
I think
he knows that they're going to say that.
It's just a BS thing to say. Like, he was sitting on the couch just watching. It was like, no, he was with his trainer. He was still probably paying a bunch of money for his physical trainers and his masseuses and all the stuff that all the quarterbacks.
Most of those guys addicted to it anyway because it's just the way that they live.
Yeah,
you know?
Like Brady is still working out every day.
Well,
like once you get into it, that's your lifestyle.
That's true, but then you'll see those like defensive linemen or offensive linemen that used to be jacked and then they retire, and 3 years out of the NFL, they're like they're skinnier than Tom. You know what I mean? They're super.
Right.
You know, they don't care too much anymore.
But a lot of those guys, it's hard for them to keep that
you can't
weight
keep
on.
The weight on, yeah.
Like so, they're eating. It's misery. Like
I have
you
a
hear
lot
some
of those guys I know from DeLand. Like we have pretty decent football players that
Michael
came out
Phelps,
and they're skinnier dudes now. They were big at the
Ross
at one
Tucker
time.
lost like 100.
You know how Michael Phelps ate like 6,000 calories a day or something, or 10,000. Do you think as he was like weaning away from athletic competition that he was like, hey, I'm gonna only have to eat 5,000 calories today? Because I think a sharp, drastic turn to eating a normal meal would.
I don't think he thinks about it. I think
it would mess him up. You would think.
A lot of those guys, they say it's hard and they hate it. Stuffing calories in their mouth, like it's a mission. Like the bodybuilders and all
EJ talks about how much he hates it. He's like always like, oh, gotta eat.
Like they
gotta do it. Fuel up, protein.
They eat when they're not hungry. They're just on a regiment, so it's like it's not even enjoyable.
Mark Merrow used to do that, and he was like older at the time, but just watching the amount of calories he would like be force eating chicken and broccoli, and I'd be like, that's rough. Here, watch this real quick before we watch how cool this is. This is from '93. Boom! Michael Jackson. Look at him. Look at that. That's magic. Now watch. Oh, wait for it. Nope. Is he over there? No, he's not. Boom. There he is. He's over there. No, is he over there? No, wait for it.
I like how it's the same kicks every single time.
He's not there, everybody. He's actually in the center of the stage, and he's about to perform for you right. Whoop! There he is. Tell me that's not badass.
And this is what I was talking about. Like from here.
Is that outdoor stadium?
Yeah. This was at the Rose Bowl. He stands there, and you could fast forward probably 45 seconds. He's still standing in that same position.
Because he knows. I mean,
he's an icon.
He's a showman.
Yeah.
The guy, that's the guy. You can't get any better than that.
So apparently they interviewed people who worked this halftime show, and they were like, he wasn't supposed to do that. They didn't know what was happening. They kept doing camera shots. They were because he removes his sunglasses, and that's the cue to play the first song. And they were all just waiting.
Yeah, so he's a real showman.
So they were worried they were going to go over on time. They were worried they were not going to whatever. Because this was the first huge halftime act that they had. I mean, I know they've had halftime acts before, but this was the first mega one. So all the production people were like, uh-oh, we don't know what's going to happen or how this is going to affect it. Because, again, he just stood there for 2.5 minutes.
You got to just trust in the king of pop. He's going to handle it.
But he's also crazy.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. Raving lunatic.
The production people are probably like, well, yeah, he is a pro, and he's Michael Jackson, but he's also crazy. So who knows what the hell he's going to do.
He's not crazy for, the crazy stuff that, the stuff that we've heard about. Yeah. Normally in his performances, they're pretty tame, and it's going to go well.
But
I don't think he's going to start, he's going to immediately jump on a tiny train, start riding it in circles, and ask for, please, bring your children down to me.
If you want to get lost in YouTube, there's a bunch of behind-the-scenes footage of him just yelling at his production crew, when they're doing rehearsals for his concerts.
Oh, mad Michael Jackson?
He will literally yell at them if it's not to the T perfect. If they hit a cue too early.
That's like James Brown.
Yeah, he learned from his father.
Yeah, that's like James Brown. You miss a note, he'd fine you. He'd
there's
be
a funny
$100.
video. He's singing, and I guess the audio person or one of the people in the doing audio didn't hit the right thing, but he's live on stage. So as he's singing, he's like, "You're gonna get fired! Oh, you're in trouble now!" He's singing that on stage.
He's not doing it like that. Nothing.
Paramore
like that.
does that too.
Listen, I know
Michael Jackson saying, "You're gonna get fired."
I'll try to find the clip and I'll send it. I know we gotta wrap this segment up, but
no, I like people yelling at their staff because they wouldn't be yelling if they were doing it right? Like sometimes you gotta yell at them.
It gets things done.
It's like Travis Kelce yelling at the coach. Like, guess what? They were both fine with it. They're like, listen, we're fired up.
Job, man.
We're all yelling at each other. We this is we all want to win. Who cares? This is not about feelings. So it's like
no.
When you're talking to if you want to get the show done and correct, sometimes you got to yell, and then it's fine. I'm sure after they're all like, okay. It's like being in the back of a kitchen. Everybody's yelling at each other, and then they're like, "I've seen the bear."
Link, Dan.
I'm not seeing it coming up.
Oh,
yet.
It's in the Twitch chat.
Oh, you put it in the Twitch. Okay, got
I'm sitting there and I'm like, that does not look like a link.
No,
that
it says Michael Jackson fired his music director on stage.
Wow, I have never heard of this.
All right,
so this
like,
is the
job's
first
gone.
good find.
Tell me.
I like singing it even better.
Great find, Kenny and Sam. I'm gonna pull this up here.
Who's gonna be in it? Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it here. All
you might
right.
want to skip a little bit till you see him actually singing. There you
Okay,
go.
I'll put it right there. Here we go.
So the song was supposed to end. Job's gone.
Yeah, they were supposed to end this part.
He said, "This is a breakdown."
Yeah, because you know how they keep looping it and looping it.
And then
wait, hold on. Hold on.
That's what it was supposed to happen, like a lot earlier in the song.
And then he's basically
I have never
freestyling
heard of
if you're gonna be fired.
Oh, no, keep going. Like it stops right there, and then he's sitting there. This because it was supposed to stop earlier. He's supposed to have like the emotion or whatever.
That's the end of it for me.
Yeah, that's weird. But anyway, yeah, at the end of it, it's like you could just his hand is in his head is in his hands, and he's just looking down like just sighing, like so upset. No, but Brad's gone. What you gonna do? You got no job.
I've never heard of that.
Ever. That is funny. All right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Kenny more in a little bit. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
All right. Somebody said Beyonce's done that too.
Yeah, Beyonce has done that.
Damn, that's harsh. Where's this go?
Like, it's funny because that's him on
Wednesday
stage trying to make it seem natural, but the rehearsal footage, like, he just straight up, just blasts them.
That stuff makes me uncomfortable.
How long was that?
It was about 20 minutes.
22.
We should put that for Wednesday 4 then.
We can. Yeah, I mean, like...
Because we needed 20 for Wednesday 4. We only need 16 for Wednesday 2. I couldn't see the numbers.
Either way it works. I mean,
okay,
it can...
so let's just leave it at 2 then.
Yeah, it can stay there because, 46 is the target, and if we're under that, it's fine. And we're at 22 there, so it should work. Okay.
And then we'll do Wednesday 4, and we need 20 for that.
God, Frogging Molly says Beyonce has done this more than once?
Oh, if you fuck up her live shows, you get fired.
And then some people are saying that hasn't happened and that
same
you're
with Lizzo,
a liar.
and people got mad at Lizzo about it.
Yeah.
The banana thing too, though. I mean, the banana thing.
Wait, what hasn't happened?
They're saying Kenny the liar. They're calling you Kenny the liar of Pervert Town.
So I looked up the article, and like the music director came out and had an interview about it and said that that's not actually what happened.
All right, well, because I saw it was one of those documentaries, like best halftime shows of all time, and when they were doing those interviews.
No, there's tons of articles. When I Googled it, that was like, here's where Michael Jackson on, But then when they actually interviewed the guy, they said,
we got a retraction, and I have to ask you to leave.
Got
the
a
music
clarification.
director in question, Brad Buxer, longtime collaborator with Michael. Michael didn't actually fire him for the mistake. Tech issues happen, and Michael knows this. The song is meant to cut, not fade, on And If I Stop, and then transition to the song She's Out of My Life. Michael putting his head on his hand is part of the routine. He's not rubbing his temples thinking of the tech issue, nor was he saying job gone. He was saying doggone, which is a common ad-lib for him.
I'm going to argue that because I've heard it before. It really sounds like he's saying job.
Oh, you're just like EJ. Tom told me this. EJ thought that old what's-his-name was on the Epstein list.
Oh no, he said
Stephen
Hawkins
Yeah.
wanted, which he was on the list, but there was nothing about the little people.
Right,
and,
like
yeah.
doing hard math problems on a stool or
Right,
whatever.
or nude
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. You guys are all the same.
Well, you know
Get
what?
out of my sight.
Unlike EJ, I'll go ahead and say, hey, you know what? I learned from my mistakes, and I'll get facts right the next time.
Where are we going here? How long?
Wednesday 4, we need 20.
20?
And I think the thing is frozen on the TV again.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because I can't see the times.
And if I stop that was a good ass song. I don't revisit Michael Jackson enough.
Michael Jackson's Bad album is top to bottom one of the best.
It's got it. I like albums like that. You don't get a lot of albums like that because we don't make albums anymore. Dumb old man. Is that better?
I think the
Yes, it's moving.
latest one that I would put on the top to bottom list would be Billie Eilish's When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Just for you music nerds.
Haven't listened to it.
It's pretty good.
All right.
That's the one with Bad Guy and like all of her other main hits. But
Do you want me to get some voicemails too, just in case? To have
Yeah, unless you got any other.
I got some more stories, but
okay.
we could always.
Yeah, I'll just get them just in case,
Sure.
and then we'll just begin.
I also have another tragedy story we could talk about.
Oh,
All right, I like
those
those.
make the show better. Okay, here we go. This is for 4?
4.
4. All right.
20 minutes.
I'll bring us back. Here we go. In 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Go to TomandDanCruise2024.com.
Make sure you put that 2024
Yeah.
in there.
If you
man.
don't, it will go to
An
some.
old gambling website.
It'll look like the remnants of our old cruise website, but there's gambling involved.
Apparently,
in it.
we are really big in Korean basketball gambling. Huge.
So, yeah, someone just bought it up at anyways, TomandDanCruise2024.com, and we leave in September.
We do.
And inside cabins start around $1,000, and it comes with free drinks and free Wi-Fi.
And bring, you could be like me and bring your family. Like, we like going on a little cruise in action. So the Dennises will be at sea. You're bringing your kiddos. So,
Yeah.
Should be a fun time. So come and hang out with us. It's TomandDanCruise2024.com.
Kenny Samsel still here.
Hey.
So what else do you want to talk about, Kenny?
Quick, have your kids ever done a cruise before?
Yes, they've done a
Okay.
Tom and Dan cruise.
Yeah.
A couple times maybe, or
Maisie,
once.
I think Maisie won the wet T-shirt contest 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Don't at me. Get out of here with that.
You're the one making it weird.
Yeah, you're making it.
So since I was last here, I went out to Las Vegas, but this was pre-Super Bowl, so not Super Bowl talk. But
All right.
I was there the week before. They did deck it out, which like a lot of the hotels had all the branding. A lot of them had like official stores that you can buy swag. But this was before they knew any of the teams that were in there, and this was when it was the conference championships. So all the stores had all of the teams like apparels in there, which was kind of weird because they had to awkwardly like pull them immediately if they lost. But I was there. It was a pharmaceutical conference. I didn't produce this element of it. I was just doing some of the other parts of it. But it's a pharmaceutical conference. They have a whole bunch of money, so they had a concert night at the end of it for all of the attendees.
Ooh, Lady A. It's always Lady A.
So
Every conference you go to, they say, who's performing at the conference? You'll never guess. It's Lady A. Right?
There are a lot of...
that would have been a good guess if it truly was, but it wasn't.
Most of them are
There's
Lady
a
A.
lot of country artists that
Yeah.
do the big money company.
Oh, and it's the
conferences.
easiest gig because the stage
Big and Rich. That's another one. A lot of
the
Big and Rich.
stage setup is
Haven't had a
so
hit in 20
minimal.
years.
Like even if they're on tour, it's not even their normal tour setup. They just do that. They do their solid 45 an hour, and it's not even their normal show.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, too. And that
so
one's actually good. If I
last
got that one,
year,
I'd be like, yes.
It was John Legend. Who
Ooh, that's
I
a
got
good
to
one.
perform,
That's a good
right?
one. I've seen John Legend performed more than any other artist in my life.
Really?
Just because Andrea likes him too. I have seen John Legend live 6 times. It's
God
insane.
damn.
I know, right? We added it up one time, and 4 of those were amazing. 2 of them were horrible.
Where does John Legend usually play? Is it like a House
Hard
of
rock.
Blues? Hard rock?
Yeah,
Okay.
House of Blues, hard rock.
But yeah, so for this year, and again, for a pharmaceutical conference, John Legend kind of makes sense. It's a little older demographic, they would enjoy his music. This year, it was Megan Trainor.
Ooh,
And-
all about that
Ew.
bass.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong, like it was fun. Me and my coworkers were in the between Gen Z and Millennial era, so we were having fun. We got invited to be a part of it, and Yeah, they don't tell the attendees until you're in there. So everyone piles into the arena, and this was at the MGM Grand.
But you're all ready for it.
It's supposed to be a surprise every year. Like only the hosts or the people putting it on know about it. And so they
was it the popular Kid Rock impersonator Kid Kentucky? That's a real guy. I tried to get him on the show, but he's too busy.
Well, so they announced Megan Trainor, and the crowd applauds because they know the song All About That Bass, but after that, a lot of the demographic that would work for a pharmaceutical company doesn't really know Megan Trainor. So
yeah, if you told me Megan Trainor, I instantly thought.
Can you say it's all about that
Megan
Ozempic?
Thee Stallion?
No, I thought it sounded like a news person.
Megan Trainor and weather with Megan Trainor.
I had no idea.
So I mean, she's a good singer, good performer.
She's a product of YouTube, right?
Yeah, she had her backup dancers up there, and they were doing their whole thing, but the crowd was starting to thin out because they all show up because they don't know who it is, and then when they kind of announce it, then like they have the option to leave. So towards the end of it, it was like a very sparse crowd. That
really wouldn't know who Megan Trainor is. Like you don't like.
I know all about that bass. And when you said that, I was like, all about that bass, no treble.
God damn it. You make it so easy, dude. I love it.
No, that's what it is, right?
That is what it is.
Yeah, I feel like I'm driving.
I didn't know treble until I said it just came out.
You almost said trouble, and I was like,
I feel like I'm driving in a classic car down the road, top down, and I look over at my little friend on the side, and he's like, all about that bass. No trouble. And I'm like, yes, yeah. I'll get you to Kmart. I'll get you to Kmart as soon as
you're taking me to Vegas.
So
it's
I didn't realize her husband was the kid from Spy Kids.
yeah.
And so
yeah, he's still a spy.
She's married to a kid.
Yeah, it's gross.
So
but it's okay because he's a spy.
We were
that bass is a analogy for a kid
weedy. Yeah.
So
sorry.
I was on board. Follow you down.
Me and my coworkers found a spot like right in front, so she was at least acknowledging us, like we were having a fun time or whatever.
Megan Trainor was acknowledging you.
Yeah, again, not that many people in the crowd.
Off to the side. Us an interview. This is another time you've let us down. You're just like EJ.
So off to the side was her husband, right? And I forgot his character name on Spy Kids.
Ooh, is it like that ghoul that Ariana Grande is dating now?
No, but let me say this. He outkicked his coverage. I'll say that.
Oh, you got to see the ghoul, Ariana's ghoul.
Yeah.
Have you seen his ghoul?
By the way, I believe you insulted our guest the first segment when you were like, hey, you look like Ariana Grande's boyfriend. And then,
that is what I did say that.
And then the next
I
breath,
said the ghoul.
and then the next breath, you turn to me and you're like, have you seen him online? He's a ghoul.
Oh my God, why would you say that?
Yeah, you might have to pull that for the end of the year awards. I didn't even know I won an award, but that's definitely going to take the cake. That's bad. That was bad.
I did.
You called a guest a ghoul?
Yeah.
No, ghoul adjacent. I didn't say full ghoul.
Well, you said you looked like a person, and then the next sentence you're like, that person
and that
looks
person
like
looks like a ghoul. Oh my God.
And then I was trying to deflect.
I distanced myself.
What did you do, Tom?
I know, but I looked right at the
froze.
guy. I looked right at the guy, and I go, but you don't look like a ghoul.
But you do look like a guy that looks like a ghoul.
Yeah, that
ghoul adjacent.
Yeah, that made I just instantly froze, and I came back up.
Oh my God! And this is so mean. I'm being so mean right now, but I have to be mean.
Well, while he's looking at so her husband was there, and he was off to the side, and he was like dancing along and singing along to the songs and stuff. So we were getting drunk, and we just started yelling his name and chanting for him, like instead of Megan Trainor. And Megan Trainor.
Now you're just being wise asses.
No, but Megan, like we were doing it out of love because like we were thinking, hey, he needs to get some love too. Everyone's focused on Megan Trainor. Her husband, is right there. So
they do a podcast together.
So we started.
They're very annoying.
We started chanting his name, but not his actual name, his character name from Spy Kids, which is probably very disrespectful. But Megan Trainor noticed that and then invited him up on stage so that way,
Spy Kids.
But then, like, she was singing. I think there was one of the songs, love songs that she sings, but it was about him, and so she brings him up on stage, and she's like, "Hey, these guys wanted to see you up on there," and we're cheering. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, what is she? She's getting paid $65K or whatever.
She'll let them eat cake. Yeah, give them whatever they want.
Like I've seen personally a lot of because I go to the insurance convention every year and because of Crystal's brother, And
you've seen Lady A like 9 times.
yeah. It's always
Lady
Lady A, or some other country music artist.
You've seen Big and Rich, Lady A,
then
Luke Bryan.
There's there's all
Luke Combs,
and then they get up there and everybody's drunk in the audience, and then it's a small smaller intimate thing because it's a insurance convention, and I see the people on stage and they are happy as hell because it's an easy show.
A lot of money.
They don't give I mean, if no one was there, they're like, I'm here for
they already got paid.
Oh yeah.
It's like playing the best bar gig. The sound is amazing because they paid money for it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this guy. I gotta show you this guy. Look at that guy.
By the way, his name was Junie, so we were all like chanting Junie.
Look at that guy. He cheated. He destroyed his whole family to be with Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
I think his wife was like married when they.
That's actually a good photo.
They were both married.
Yeah. Oh, it's real gross.
Okay, well, let's talk about that for a second. So you're just a regular guy with wife and kids.
This is not a regular guy.
Yeah. Well, he had a wife and family, right?
Yes, but I'm
He's
just
a Broadway guy.
Yeah.
Well, but what I'm saying is that if you were a regular person with a wife and you love your family and your wife, and your life is fine and everything's good.
That's the meanest thing I've ever done.
But a celebrity wants to.
Hook up with you.
Date you.
Oh, would I be the ghoul in this scenario? Oh, I would definitely cheat on my wife with Ariana Grande. Are you crazy?
But then you're thinking, you're like, it's my one chance to be
with Ariana
with a celebrity. This is never going to happen.
Who's also married.
Yeah, but it's never ever going to happen again.
No.
So you have
stars will never allow. I would do it for any celebrity. If Craig Robinson in here, we go to the bathroom, he pulls me in there, and he's like, hey.
You got a fresh baby though. That baby's only like 3 or 4 months old.
Oh, that's better. Because the babies don't know whether
the baby is
it's
also
worse when they're older, like 10. They've had experience with you.
In the public eye, it is not worse.
It does look bad in the public eye.
She just had a baby.
I understand that, but it's a good distraction for her while I cheat. You know what I mean? Like the baby will need care. And no one can care for the baby more than the mom.
This reminds me, though, but I could see Tom doing it. It's going to remind me of George Costanza with Marissa Tomei. Like how he was engaged and everything, and all of a sudden he had a chance to date Marissa Tomei, and then
he had to take it.
But he blew it.
Do you have one on the list? Does your wife have one on the list? Does everybody have one on the list? Which is that it's the whole hall pass stupid thing from back in the day.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't have one. Too old, and I'm too disgusting to even be on the. I don't even play the game anymore.
It's a 0. It's less. It's never. I'll bet. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
There's no chance any celebrity with any of us.
There's no chance that any other woman wants to sleep with me.
By the way, any of our listeners too.
Yeah,
I'll put it out there. Any of our listeners.
I saw you getting tagged a lot in the weekend on the BDM.
No, you're doing good.
No, that's fine.
You're doing good with all
of your go to a pool party.
With all of your training and everything. You're good. In fact, I think you're definitely keeping the show alive, being the subtle heartthrob.
Do you mean
of the show.
Celebrity not getting with any of your listeners, or any of the listeners getting with you?
No, the celebrity. Like our listeners getting with.
I thought you meant celebrities. Okay.
No,
I thought you meant listeners hooking up with us.
That's what I thought.
No, we could do that.
That's what I'm saying.
I could have gone to the pool party.
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to disagree.
I'll show you what I got.
I was going to disagree about the celebrities part.
I can run 2 miles now. Stop it. You know what? How much pumping I can do?
You're dealing with people who work with.
Working on his cardio.
Yeah,
cardio.
You're talking literally to someone who deals with celebrities a lot.
Have you ever had the opportunity?
Yes.
Yeah.
With who?
What?
Tell us everything.
Oh my God!
What are you even holding back
Oh my
for?
God! You got a HJ from Gary Coleman.
Can we say that?
I don't know. I don't think you can say that. But there's the first thing. I looked into your eyes and I was like trying to read your thoughts, and I was like, I think he got it from a little person, like a hand, just a hand. He got the hand.
Tell us.
He can stand up.
Did you get the old security guard lefty? Did you get security lefty?
It also depends your level of celebrity. I'm not saying it's going to be Ariana Grande level.
Yeah.
But
what do you got?
They had to have at least
look at him lean back and cock his foot up. Oh, we're about to get the juice.
They had to have been on TV, national TV, more than 3 times.
Oh my God. Okay. Was it the whale? Did you almost sleep with the whale? I would sleep with the whale. What's that guy's name? Tarzan.
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser? Oh.
I called him Tarzan.
Johnny Weissmuller.
If Brendan Fraser came to you dressed full whale and said, "Be with me,"
I know.
I would.
But it's a money
I don't know why. Why would you do
it? He's on the set in
Whale.
between things. He's like, they can't take the makeup off. It takes too long to put it back on. I have to kiss you now. I'm like, kiss me, whale.
There's some WWE people
What? Oh, Vince McMahon pooped on your head.
Can we say that?
I knew it as soon as you walked in.
You've been Vince. I knew you'd been Vince.
I shouldn't have said the company.
Yeah. I knew you'd been Vince.
And then you stayed there, and he took a shower and
sent
came
a
back
picture
out.
of you to Brock Lesnar saying, I got this guy. He's got blue hair.
Target acquired. So in your industry, though, you potentially could have the chance to meet Carrie from Mythbusters. You know what I mean? Like she might.
Yeah, but she's not going to be trying to hook up with Tom.
Have you ever met Carrie from
But we don't know that.
No.
Do you know that I've actually talked to her on Instagram? She's very nice because we know the other lady that from the Science Center that is very good friends with
Dr. Tracy?
Yeah.
I think she might be coming back in.
Yeah, Dr. Tracy is, and so I replied to something that they said. They were at a Magic game, and then they replied back to me. She's very nice. But she doesn't want to. She's fine.
No, yeah. I mean, it's celebrities want to be with celebrities.
Not always.
I mean, or a celebrity adjacent. They're working in the industry somewhere.
Sometimes they like a random hookup.
As a young man,
but they're never with the plumber.
No, but as
The
a young
local
man,
plumber.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was with a lot of nannies and
Yeah.
housemaids.
Well, that's
Men are
opportunity.
different.
That's
Men
just
will
opportunity.
men will
Yeah.
cheat on anybody.
Yeah.
No,
So I've got a better opportunity to
Yes.
cheat with a
Oh,
celebrity.
yeah.
without a doubt.
You could just be around
Yeah.
a horny celebrity
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
easily.
I mean,
girls usually are.
Pre-pandemic, earlier when we were running comedians in and out of here, guys, I mean, all you would have had to have done is flirt a little bit, and I think opportunities would have shown themselves.
No,
Oh,
damn it.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but Tom, to your point, you're right. A lot of celebrities want to be with celebrities, but only in the sense because that's who you see. In the span of celebrities, you're not seeing the celebrities that are with average people or normal people who have normal jobs.
This is what I was going to say. As a young man, I used to really hold on to the hope of like the Julia Roberts is dating
Lyle Lovett.
Danny, no, he's the camera guy. Look up.
Oh, the camera dude.
I'm blanking on his name, but Danny something.
Yeah,
And
you have to be in have an opportunity to meet them, like on set. You're the camera guy. You have a lot of downtime.
Yeah, but like Ricky Martin, for example, his ex-husband was an accountant. But not his accountant, not an accountant at the firm. It was just a guy he met. He happened to be an accountant.
You know, for a split second, I sat
again,
here.
it's a dude, hornier.
Yeah, they are.
Dudes are out the window. Like girls,
Danny Motor.
I'm
Danny
saying
Motor, yep.
for the average guy, straight guy, if you want a female celebrity, way harder to hook up with a female celebrity.
And more guarded because there's way more creeps, right? I think just by design, like Taylor Swift, bad example, but she's had so many horrible male creep interactions just from the general public sending her messages that she's so protected, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most women are, and they should be because guys can be creepy.
I mean, the stuff that we've seen it with Sam, and any female in entertainment is gonna get is gonna be way more guarded because the creeps come out of everywhere, and it's all sexual. In fact,
I was going to play the creepy part.
have you heard in your life the random story of like some dude that had a hookup with a higher
Ooh, this is
A or B list celebrity
yes,
story?
but I listen to a lot of celebrity gossip podcasts.
In what instance was it just?
I mean, any musician that plays any show, any actor that's downtown partying, they'll hook up with random people. They're not typically dating them.
Also,
it's
athletes.
more of a hookup.
Yeah.
Athletes too, because that's a weird subculture, at least in the NBA, that even if you have a wife or a girlfriend, it's almost known that when you're on the road, you're going to hook
get a
up
free
with people.
pass,
Well, again though, with men, I know that men celebrities or athletes will hook up with anybody
There's
around.
not even
them.
a question. Yeah, I don't even.
I'm just thinking like female celebrities, hooking up with random dudes, like
I've never
actresses or anything. Like, did someone ever hook up with Cameron Diaz at her height of her fame?
Okay, I have
or,
one.
You know what I'm saying, or like something like that.
I do have one. I have to be careful. It was a person I worked with, but it was do adult entertainers count?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so
because
either.
I think adult entertainers.
They're different. They're woven differently. Their brains are like
because wasn't there the story that you met one that she was legitimately trying to like flirt with you off air?
I did have one that flirted with me. I never was ever given the green light to. Like I may have embellished and made it sound that way, but yeah, I did have one. I had two particular porn actresses flirt with me, but I just assume that that's what they do.
Yeah,
because they're hypersexual porn actresses, right?
Yeah, it's part of their character.
Yeah, it's like a Hooters waitress putting a heart around,
your check.
$22. It's like, yeah, you're like, that's what they do.
Calling you hun.
Yeah.
I think she likes me.
Anything else, Kenny, or should we play some voicemails? We got one voicemail.
Yeah, probably got time for one, unless you got something else on your mind.
No, I'll.
Who are you going to hook up with besides WWE people? Who did you have the opportunity? I need to know.
Listen, I gotta plan these bits out.
And were any
Sam.
of them not women?
I gotta plan these bits out, Sam, because I'm here once a month and I gotta have stories.
Yeah, I got a good voicemail.
I can't just like.
Can you claim, is that in any sort of way defamation?
I think it is.
With celebrities, not.
Well, it depends to a certain extent.
It depends on if they can prove that it's harming their business and stuff.
You could also put it out as a blind and not say their name or your name and not get in trouble.
And that happens a lot.
That's why I just said WWE and
But that's
NXT.
dangerous. There's a recent blind item journalist that had a page that blew up that this particular guy was putting a lot of blind items on his page and it was getting a lot of like heat, and then somebody outed him. And it like brought his whole empire down because once you're once people know you're the guy that's causing all the trouble with the blind items, like you're done. You know what I mean? Like,
there's some famous blind item people.
What's blind item?
It's basically gossip, but you don't say the names of the people that you're talking about, but you put clues in the post so that people can figure it out.
Or it's like a reality star that might be a housewife. You know what I mean?
Like, they basically roundabout describe the person.
Yeah, without any credible proof of it or whatever.
Right, and it doesn't necessarily have to be true.
No,
it could be something that they heard. It could be, it could
no
be
different than it's like rumors say that the Magic are going to be trading for an elite point guard from Houston.
Right.
It's like, well.
It's the same thing, but just with gossip.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Let's do this one right here. This one will work.
Hey, Tommy and Danny and Sammy. I got a question for the crew. When you go out to eat and it's time to pay the bill and you've got to calculate the tip, I was curious how each one of you guys calculates the tip, or rather, does your wife or husband do it? Because I was just recently at the Beef O'Brady's fine dining restaurant, and they had a Metallica pinball machine that I decided to take advantage of. And when I returned to the table after I had eaten with some friends, including my wife said, "Is this enough tip for the bill?" Because that's what I gave them. And I'm like, how do you not know how to tip?
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Too many details in that, by the way. I didn't need to know about the Metallica pinball.
I loved the pronunciation of Beef O'Brady's. I loved knowing that it was a Metallica.
Do you guys know how? Like, do you have a certain way? I just do 10% of whatever the bottom line was, and then I double that. That's 20%.
That's exactly it. You move the decimal point. Is 10% times 2.
Yeah,
20.
It's the easiest thing in the world.
Well, I just double the first number.
See,
my
you're doing the
husband
same
typically
thing.
does it. Otherwise, I use the calculator on my phone because I have a calculator in my pocket.
Doubling the first number is dangerous because let's say it's $71 versus $79. You're kind of screwing them out of a couple of bucks that you should be because of that.
Over 5, I add an extra $1.
See, I have to tell you his exception. He does have an exception.
Well,
asterisk.
If it's like 35, then I'll tip 7. You know what I'm saying? Because like 5 or over, I'll roll it up one more.
Do you guys ever do the round up when they're like, you want to round up to the nearest dollar to go to charity?
I do, just because I think that they think I am a
better person.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever said no and then had the person confront you?
Not confront me. I always say I did it yesterday.
Wait, which one do you do? Do you actually round up, or do you just say that you round up?
What would you do though if the person
this MFer just got caught in a lie?
If I said, "Hey, would you like to round up to help kids with leukemia?" and you said I did it yesterday, and I said I was here yesterday,
and I asked you.
and I said no one did it yesterday. Not one person did it. In fact, that's why I'm asking today. What would you do? Would you literally shrink into a ball and explode?
No, I would start laughing because I
oh my God.
let's call the conflict because I think you're messing with me, you're effing with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'd look around like, what is this?
And then what if I'm just staring you in the eyes? I'm not moving.
I would always think it's a joke and I'm on some sort of reality show.
It's the worst candid camera ever. You ask someone to round up for $1.
Or you're messing with, like there's no way this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I would be messing with you.
Are you gonna look around? Is it? Can anyone see this? Anyone see this?
Just me.
Well, let's get out of here.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Got it. All right. You all right, buddy?
Yeah.
That is number 2.
Number 4. Yeah.
All right.
When we're not broadcasting, Sam, I'll Facebook message you some people.
So HJ by Gary Coleman's fine. But Vince McMahon pooped on your head, I probably have to cut out.
I don't know about either of those.
I can cut them both out.
You can say HJ.
Well, no.
I think you can say HJ. But
Funny enough, I think the Vince McMahon pooped on your head.
yeah, that's the one you can't do.
Yeah.
Because
Wait,
it's
you
You
can't do
can't
that
say
one?
pooping on
it's
something.
excrement.
Oh,
Yeah.
even if it's like over the top wacky.
You can get away with it if it's wackier. I was actually describing him pooping on your head, which is not. It's not that wacky.
Here's the thing.
If you just said Dookie on
doo-doo.
Dookie head. If you just said that,
Or it's
you're
like,
fine.
oh, I was watching Beavis and Butthead, and they, doo-dooed on a, whatever.
You can call somebody a butthead, or you can say a poop
Oh,
head.
I know. I just meant like if you're describing a cartoon or a movie that
Where
you
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 saw.
can't describe pooping.
Yeah, weird.
The
we
bodily function.
But I'm sure it's
we could leave it in. Nothing will happen.
yeah, he's probably right.
Yeah,
I can't.
but
Nothing.
But then it becomes
the one
Manscaped.
time we
No.
talk about it on Twitch, they'll pull it up and be
You'll
like, "You
do
guys even
that.
talked about it," and Tom
Listen.
said it was fine.
Some VP from Capitol Records is going to call, and it's going to
That's
be
true.
a thing.
There-
Especially you have an
Are we-
Asian in the
You
studio.
mean Capital Records?
We're not coming back, right?
There it is.
No.
Okay, guys, have a good rest.
We're
of
not
your...
coming back.
It's the
No.
end of show. The end of the
Because-
business.
Oh, that's right.
We just
yeah,
got
yeah.
one small
And you
interview,
gotta
and
go
then
to
I
the
got
doctor.
took off.
Okay.